Hey, this is Wesley Rocha, founder and CEO of LinkU, and welcome back to another episode of LinkU TV. Today we're talking about farming and the new age of farming and really where it's developing. In fact, farming, it's really been used forever and is used by agents to target basically an essential market or maybe specific neighborhoods to become that agent of choice in the community. But as we all know, the market is shifting to a new age of farming, and that's using social media channels such as Facebook because of the lower costs, the tracking ability, and the increased exposure. Farming can also be one of the most costly methods of marketing. Let's look at Postcards as just one example. If you have a neighborhood of, let's say, 2,000 homes, and even if you have a good deal on postage and printing, design, etc., all that stuff, and you pay, let's say, 50 cents per postcard by the time you average all the costs out, you multiply by that by 2,000, and you're looking at like $1,000 to mail those out. And some of you may even opt to send the more expensive stuff like recipes and magnets and seasonal items, magazines, or whatever, which can substantially drive up the costs. Now, how often do you need to send these things out for someone to remember you? And what's the response rate? How many people even looked at your postcard and how many threw it away? To get past these challenges, a lot of agents hire to deliver, or they hire a company to deliver the door hangers and such directly to the homes, because this way, everyone's at least going to see it. This basically is a door-to-door strategy that, again, you'd hire a company to do for you. Now, hiring someone yourself is possible too, but probably not worth the risk, because if they got hurt, you'd likely be responsible for their workers' comp, or even worse, the medical bills. And we don't need that extra stress. So flyer distribution services cost almost about the same as mail, but also vary based on the delivery area. So in some cases it can cost less, but in others it could cost much more. And it's not a bad plan, but can still be expensive. And you end up with the same questions. What if you just went door to door yourself? Well, that used to kind of work. You go, you network, you ring doorbells. But in case you haven't noticed, people don't want to answer their door anymore. Plus, you factor in your time and the opportunity costs, and it's even more expensive. Plus, who really wants to do that anyway? In the hot sun or cold or whatever. Doesn't make sense. So what's left? Block parties and events, sponsoring the local Little League team, or maybe doing open houses, or even cold calling? No one wants to cold call. And all those other things sound pretty expensive, don't they? So how do you reach thousands of homes in a given farm area for pennies on the dollar? What about less than a penny? Wouldn't that be gosh darn awesome? Well, this is where social media sites like Facebook they come into the mix. Essentially, you can choose a target area to farm and just create ads with the same stuff that you send out in the mail. But what if it could be even better? What if you could target people who have been living in their home for a certain number of years? Maybe 3 years or 5 years or 6 years or more. What about other demographics like household income, the home value, occupation? Are they homeowners or not? Are they renters, or almost anything else that you could think of? And wait, it actually gets better. What if you can also target people who have been showing behavior as if they're likely to move? And you're probably wondering, what the heck? How do you know if someone's likely to move? Well, Facebook's quick answer is, I know a guy. Below, or actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a video on my screen, I say below my computer, is an example of farming a neighborhood that one might market to using some of the demographic and behavior features available within Facebook. And then once you have that target audience, you can essentially advertise your just listed, your sold listings, or your open houses. And not only that, you now know exactly how many people have actually seen them, how many clicked on them, maybe liked them or commented, or any other type of engagement. Plus, social media is more engaging and interactive, so people are more likely to ask questions or comment or inquire about things or engage with you on Facebook than with a postcard in the mail. Now let's review the sample campaign here on my screen that shows a seller campaign that we use for an agent. And in this campaign, you can see the cost per 1,000 impressions was about $12.80. That comes out to just a little over 1 cent per impression, or 2.5 cents per unique impression. And here's the best part. We only paid 61 cents per click. That means someone actually clicked on the ad to go to our website's landing page. And that 61 cents is just a little bit more than the cost to actually send out a postcard for someone to maybe read or most likely send to the trash. And all this for less than $40. So I hope you're seeing kind of the difference here between offline and online. And we've seen other campaigns like open house campaigns and such do better with even lower costs and per impression, like the one here. For this ad, the agent spent about $70 or so. This costs less than half a cent to reach each person. Plus, the comments were filled with potential buyers, people looking to qualify, and of course, an increased attendance of the open house. So, now why would anyone want to spend money marketing the old-fashioned way to farm the neighborhood again? Clearly, Facebook is much cheaper. It's probably cheaper than virtually any other form of advertising available for the money. Plus, you know if it's working or not, allowing you to quickly make adjustments. I mean, with a postcard, you can't like stop the campaign midway through because the copy or the text or the photo on the postcards aren't converting, or maybe there's a typo or something. Plus, you can see how many people saw your ad and then track the results, the cost per click, per impression, per action, per conversion. I mean, whatever matters to you. With the lower cost, you can also advertise more often to ensure that people are more likely to remember you. And this is where the market is going. And this is where everyone's going with cheaper ad costs and more exposure. If you think about that, what happens to you if you're still doing it the old way, which is more expensive and least effective? I'd say it's time to evolve because, as you can see, farming will never be the same again. And if you want to see our blueprint for attracting potential sellers in a farming area, go to the link at the very bottom of the article. There's a link to download the plan that we use to farm neighborhoods for sellers and fill our clients' pipelines with hundreds of potential sellers every month. So you could learn how to effectively advertise on Facebook using their secret home database, which I showed you above. And this proven method will teach you how to generate new and qualified leads for cheaper than the old way of farming. So what are you going to do? Are you going to come on board and transition and evolve to the new way of farming on Facebook? I hope so, and I hope this is insightful for you. Thank you again for joining us on LinkU TV, and I hope to see you in a future episode. Thanks. Did you like this video and find it helpful for you and your business? If so, then subscribe and get all our videos weekly at LinkU.tv for more awesome insights, breakthrough strategies, and some exclusive behind-the-scenes footage to help you with your business and your online marketing strategies. Just go to LinkU.tv and click to subscribe.